live stream today, even though I feel like I'm straight up dying. So the three things that I'm gonna chit chat a bit about today. One of my full size AKs that I like quite a bit. We'll chat about this one. Then I also got the Ruger Mini 14. It's kind of cool. And I kind of have this custom Glock 17 Gen 3 with the suppressor. I guess we'll start with the Glock. So, why is it so shaky? Sorry, gang. All right, so I've had this Glock in the collection for quite a little while. I think the Glock 17 was kind of one of the more first serious handguns I had in the collection. In a sense that I had some revolvers, I had some like concealed carry stuff, but I didn't really have a good like duty ready setup, I guess, in a sense. So this Glock 17 Gen 3 was kind of built to kind of fulfill that role for me. This one specifically has a couple of different parts and pieces on it. I do obviously have a aftermarket slide to it with the Trijicon RMR optics cut. Kind of hard to see the iron sights here, but I do have the Trijicon suppressor height iron sights to this guy as well. This is also sitting on an SCT Gen 3 Glock frame in FDE, and I have a little bit of goon tape on this guy also. I am currently rocking the super big and obnoxious Bushwhacker 46 suppressor on this guy. And this suppressor I actually am quite a fan of. It's pretty cool just because it can go on quite a few different types of firearms. This suppressor will do anything from 22 LR all the way up to 450 Bushmaster. So it is a viable option. Not that I'm trying to show off all the guns in the collection today, but just about every one of these guns sitting here, aside from the 12 gauge, the Bushwhacker can kind of go on. So all you have to do is have like a appropriate muzzle device like I have on these weapons here. And then this just kind of tapers on and tapers off to those weapon systems, which is kind of neat. As far as suppressing pistols in general, I think it's fun. I don't know how incredibly... Hey, Dominic, what's going on, boss? I don't know how practical suppressing the pistols are, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah, we're gonna keep going for a little while, but they're fun to suppress. You could definitely get like subsonic 9mm rounds that are absolutely hearing safe. Kind of shitting on my own setup a little bit here. Thank you. I'm glad. Oh, Pickles, what's up, man? Yeah, no. So this suppressor specifically is a little obnoxious for a pistol setup, and I'm very well aware of that. But I do like it. It's nice. Oh, I appreciate that, Dominic. Thank you. I try and be good at it. But yeah, no, this one, I'm trying to remember the purpose. I think I was actually going to do like a little ASMR short with this handgun suppressed. As far as like, what do you think about the hitman whack the guy in New York? I don't support any sort of violence is what I would say. You gotta, I'm actually really big into fistfights. Like in a sense of, I think if you have beef with someone, you should be able to like fight them. Like I think everyone's like a little bit of like a pussy nowadays in a sense that like, oh, like I have beef with him, like I'm gonna shoot him or like I'm gonna bitch about him on the internet. Like no. Like I'm a big proponent of like, if you have like if you have beef, you should be able to beat the shit out of somebody. But yeah, man, so Glock 17 Gen 3 on the SCT frame with the goon tape, Trijicon suppressor height night sights, which are pretty dope, Bushwhacker 46 suppressor that is way too large for this handgun. I like suppressors on some weapons, and I actually really don't like suppressors on others. And to be honest, I don't really love suppressing handguns. I guess it's practical in a sense if you need to be absolutely... Bye, Dominic. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, dude, same. Last time I got punched in the face, I was actually at a bar in Pittsburgh, and I got my nose broke. It was broke. It was no bueno. But, well, Dominic, appreciate you tuning in. But yeah, so there's the Glock 17 Gen 3. I'm trying to think if there's anything else super cool about this one. I actually am not a big fan of the SCT frame that I'm rocking on this guy. I do have just a regular like Glock 17 Gen 3 with like the regular Glock frame and all that stuff. I'd actually like that quite a bit better. For some reason, this SCT fit frame just feels like a little cheap and shitty to me. My buddy has an oil filter suppressor. It works pretty good. I'm pretty sure it's illegal. So they do sell those at like the gun shows all the time. And yeah, I don't know. Anyways, wait. Dominic says, wait. What are we waiting for, Dom? Are you Dominic Toretto, like from Fast and Furious? I hope. But yeah, no, the SCT frame blows. It was $100 for a completed frame, which is cool. But the mag release really fucking sucks. The trigger feels a little shittier. But it was $100. So if you do have an extra Glock like slide rocking around, it may be worth you know, spending the 100 smackaroonies and getting yourself a nice SCT frame. This frame did feel super thin to me. All right, I'm kind of bored talking about that. I'm moving on. All right, I'm going to talk about this bad boy, the Ruger Mini 14 here. I have a lot of shit to talk about this weapon specifically. I do like it. I enjoy it. It is, you know, as you can see, kind of like this long stroke gas piston system. So it is kind of remnant of my, you know, AK fetish, which I do have. So I appreciate that about this gun. But I have done just about everything that I possibly can to kind of help accurize, I guess would be the right word, this weapon system. And this gun specifically is just the most inaccurate piece of shit I have ever shot in my entire life. Legit, like with a, you know, I got magnified scope on it. Magnified scope on it, and even at 25 yards, like shooting on a bag, like it's shooting like 4 or 5 MOA, like legit, like you could put your hand over where these shots are placed. And it's just, I don't know what the issue with the Mini 14s are specifically. I ended up reaching out to Ruger and they kind of gave me the runaround. Dude, same fucking thing with the EOTech, like what EOTech did to me, where I was like, hey, like I have this gun, like it's your gun, stand by your product. Like I took it to a gunsmith multiple times and I was like, hey, like I've done the extent of what I felt like I could do and it's still like shooting like a piece of shit. Like, what do you think? He's like, they're just like, he checked like I don't know, like some shit with the barrel. I think I even like had him like recrown the barrel because I was like, maybe like the crown is fucked up or something. Oh yeah, Pickles. I clean my guns neurotically, literally after every time I shoot them. So they're always pretty clean. But I do shoot the shit out of them. But yeah, this one, I do have this like little AccuStrut piece like on the barrel. That's supposed to make it a little more like accurate because I guess the barrel when it shoots like wiggles or something. So I guess that was like a known accuracy issue with the Mini 14s. But I don't know, man. Like these guns, like I think new, they're about like $1,200 or something. So these are not cheap guns. And for Ruger just to kind of be like, well, what did they tell me? I'm trying to remember. They were like, well, what you could do is you could send this one in and we'll give you like a 200. Yeah, it was fucking 25 yards. Like you could send this one in to us and like give this to us and we'll give you $300 towards a new Ruger Mini 14. And I was like, what? So like they wanted me to just give them this gun for $300 and then buy another Ruger Mini 14 for like $1,000. And I was super annoyed with it. I do think they're cool. Like I do, like I really am a big fan of like this Springfield M1A and I don't have one. So this is kind of my Springfield M1A at home. I do think it's fun. I do like I'm always like a big fan when weapons are like just a little bit fun and different. And I think this one definitely like fits that bill. Obviously we were talking about the Glock a little bit earlier and I like the Glock, but it's like, man, like everybody's got a Glock, you know, not necessarily everyone has like a Ruger Mini 14 or something along those lines. I do have like, so this is the tape job on this is just all hockey tape. What's up, Arlen? How you doing, boss? Yeah, Garrett says he's owned one of these before and they're not the best. Agree. As far as a practicality purpose, no. As far as like I want a different fun little gun, I think they're cool, but this one specifically is not accurate at all. The one other thing that I'll bitch about with this is I do have a taper mount muzzle device that will actually allow me to screw on this suppressor over here. I don't know who Messi or Ronaldo are. They sound like soccer players. I would guess these are soccer players. I have never watched a soccer match in my life. But so you can put the suppressor on this, but it doesn't like it. It'll cycle questionably, incredibly questionably, and I don't really know why. I mean, it's a 223 gun, 223 556. It 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 was shocking to me that it didn't like the suppressor because this like ejects incredibly violently. Um, I feel like when you're shooting 223 out of an AR, like it just, they poop out the side at about the 3 o'clock position. Um, is it actually not accurate? Yes, you must have missed my rant on. I mean, I know Ronaldo's a soccer player, but like I don't know anything else about him. Yeah, no, they're not accurate at all. Wormy. Well, I will say this one specifically isn't. I wish I would have. I'll have to take this to the range again and like save the targets because, like I said, I was shooting this off the bag, magnified optic. Agreed, pickles. Magnified optic at 25 yards, and I was getting like literally a spread as big as my hand. And I'm not like a sharpshooter by any means, but like, man, like if I can take this Glock 17 and shoot quarters at 25 yards, like off of a bag, I should be able to do that with this, and I can't. Um, and that's even with the like this little piece, the AccuStrut, that's supposed to make it a little bit more accurate. And that's with both the optic and the irons as well. Because I think I was complaining about that, and someone was like, "Oh, you got like kind of." Oh, I'm not allowed to touch the gun. I forgot on YouTube Live, but yeah, I have like this like optic mount, and someone was like, "Oh, it's like kind of like a shitty optic mount." And I was like, "Dude, it's like with the irons too. Like I don't know what to tell you." So yeah, it's not accurate at all. It's fun. It's cool. Long stroke gas piston 223 gun. It's neat, but it's not accurate. But no, like I was saying, like when I was trying to suppress this, like with an AR, I feel like the ARs eject spent casings, like just I don't know, like it's not very violent. Like it's just a normal like boop 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 out the side, right? Sorry, I have like China virus really bad right now. And this thing fucking shoots the shit out of the casings. Like it is such a violent ejection pattern with this that I figured suppressing it like would be fine. Um, do you ever had any experience with Radical Arms AR-15s? Yeah, actually I have. I don't own one personally. The Kung Flu, yes, pickles. But yeah, no, I have shot Radical Arms AR-15 a good handful of times, and I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was fine. I thought they were pretty accurate. I think especially for the price because they're like what, like $300 or $400 or something. I don't own one, but one of my good buddies does, and I was shooting the shit out of it, and we had no issue. As far as ARs, I hesitate to say this. I don't know, man. To me, an AR is an AR. I know you can get like the Daniel defense, like, oh, it's got the better bolt carrier group and blah, 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 blah. But like, dude, it's still a 223 gun. It's still going to shoot fairly accurately. And I think the cool part about AR-15s is that if you do have a piece that struggles, you just switch it out. So like you could buy like a Radical Arms AR-15, right? And let's say like, well, it's got like a shitty safety. It's like, all right, we'll just swap out the safety, right? Shit like that, where I think it's cool. Like, I do have respect and appreciation for some of the high end, like AR-15s and some of the high end guns. But like, I don't know if you missed my rant yesterday about staccato. All right, bye, Dominic. Appreciate you tuning in, buddy. But yeah, no, if I do appreciate like the high end, like I have a Daniel Defense, I have a few PSAs. I shoot the PSAs way more. Yeah, I don't. Hey, shout me out, Arlen. Hey, what's up, Arlen Lecap? But yeah, no, I can appreciate the Daniel Defense, but I don't know, man. To me, an AR is kind of an AR, and maybe that's just kind of me being an ignorant, like AK-esque dude. But if it's gonna shoot and it's gonna shoot well and cycle appropriately, meh. In my opinion, especially like I get that everyone's kind of on a budget nowadays. I would much rather buy like an $800 PSA Saber or something and spend the other fucking $1,200 that it would cost for a Daniel Defense on like a decent optic, LPVO, or like a magnifier, or like shit, like maybe even a suppressor for that cost. Because you could essentially get an AR, like a PSA AR with a suppressor, all for like the price of a Daniel Defense gun. Well, shit. Hold on one second. Since we're talking about the ARs, I'm gonna grab one. Let's see if I can set it out here for you. So this is probably my favorite AR-15 that I have here. Um, I'm a bit of an AK dude, so my AR-15 is incredibly well. This is just one of them, but just kind of incredibly basic. But there's something about like the basic AR-15 look that I truly just really enjoy. This one's nothing super incredibly fancy. I do like it because it's definitely got like the old school XM4 Call of Duty like shit to it, right? I shot over I shot 2,500 rounds over Thanksgiving with my brother and sister, and we didn't have a single malfunction. Yeah, man, PSAs are pretty solid, but so this one, this was actually the first kind of like big boy gun, I guess you could say I got. I had a bunch of guns from like my dad and grandpa and stuff, but I actually bought this one off of one of my ex-girlfriend's brother for about I want to say $400. He sold it to me. Obviously, I molested it quite a bit. Uh, I added the quad rail. I added the vert grip. I do have a hammer comp muzzle device from Griffin Armament that fits that Griffin Armament suppressor right there. So I enjoy shooting this one suppressed quite a bit. And I have the A2 fixed stock on this guy as well. One other cool thing that I have, and you can't really even tell. Oh, the carry handle's dope. I'm very much so like carry handle gang. Um, so for this one, you can't really tell, but that is one of the FRT triggers in it also, which is a absolute ton of fun if y'all have not shot an FRT trigger. When they work, I highly recommend them. When they don't work, it's a $500 trigger that doesn't shoot. But when they do work, they're pretty super cool. What else about this AR specifically? Colt barrel, I think just an arrow precision lower. It's so hard not to. Oh, wormy. Okay. So I actually have, so right here, I do have a binary trigger in this AR. So sorry, it's kind of hard to see. So the binary triggers will have three positions. They'll have a safe, like obviously it doesn't shoot. They'll have a semi, pew pew, right? And binary trigger, it shoots when you pull it and it shoots when you release it. So in theory, with a binary trigger, you can ba 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 ba, right? So an FRT or a forced reset trigger. I've been looking at the new H&R AR. I don't know what that is. I mean, the original style carry handle, it's cast into the upper. So this one is just sorry, we're gonna get back to the FRT, but this carry handle is actually just like it attaches onto the Picatinny and it looks pretty solid and smooth. Why does this guy keep wanting to know where I'm from? I'm not gonna answer that question. But this one hooks onto that Picatinny rail pretty smooth. And I do definitely like the vibes of the carry handle are definitely there. But personally, I kind of, if I were buying a receiver or an AR, I think I'd rather just have the Picatinny and add the carry handle just in case you wanted to like I think this EOTech would look super cool on that AR just because it is kind of like the 512, a little bit older school vibes. But yeah, man, the carry handle's dope. The carry handle, quad rail, fixed stock, and like vertical grip combo for this one really just kind of does it for me. But yeah, so the FRT is similar to the binary in a sense that you shoot faster. I'm getting a Delton. Nice. So an FRT is forced reset. So it's kind of hard to explain without showing it to you, and I'm not allowed to pick up a gun on YouTube Live, which is kind of annoying. But it's a semi-auto trigger. All right, so essentially it resets the trigger for you. So if you're just gently holding down on the trigger will pull, it'll shoot, the bolt will cycle, and then the trigger will force your finger forward. So as long as you're holding a continuous pressure down on the trigger, as soon as the trigger resets, you pull the trigger again. So I mean, it's essentially full auto, is what it is. It's a kind of like a like legal question mark loophole around like full auto shit. Because to be, I probably shouldn't even be filming this because it's like, all right, this is just a semi-auto trigger. It's not an FRT. But if I did have an FRT, for the sake of argument, let's say, I don't really know if they're legal or not at this point. I know they definitely were legal, and then there was like they were illegal, and I think they're legal right now, but I don't know off the top of my head, to be incredibly honest. Um, but FRTs, man, oh man, I wish I had an FRT. Like I said, this is just a semi-auto trigger, definitely not an FRT. But if I had an FRT, when they work incredibly well, and they are a fucking absolute blast. If I did have an FRT, which I don't, I might have some videos up on the channel of this FRT getting after it. So you might want to check out those YouTube shorts that I have. But when it works like flawlessly, and it is an absolute ton of fun. But when it doesn't work, the FRTs run about like $400, so it kind of fucking sucks. My biggest, the Hoffmans look like a good FRT option. The only FRT that I have experience with is the Rare Breeds FRT. So I do not have experience with the Hoffmans, but whatever works. But yeah, when these don't work, it really kind of sucks because this one, well, the FRT that I have experience with only has two positions, right? So unlike the binary that has the safe semi-binary, which I appreciate because if you don't want to shoot, yeah, ban the ATF, agree. Because if you don't want to shoot binary, you at least have that semi-auto mode. And I don't mind. So the AR that I have this binary trigger in is kind of like my more serious AR, I guess. Like I got optic, magnifier, whatever, like a more like shit hit the fan serious build. And I actually don't mind running the binary trigger in that build because I could always just shoot it semi-auto, right? The FRTs, that's not an option. You have safe, no go, and you have fucking send it. And not that I have any problem with the fucking send it setting, but what I do have a serious issue with is that sometimes they don't send. Uh, like when the FRTs are not working, they really fucking do not work. Like you don't even get like you're just like your gun truly turns into like I would rather have a bolt action than like a shitty FRT that isn't working because it's like shoot, clear malfunction, waste around, eject the mag, shoot, eject the mag, clear malfunction, waste around, eject the mag. Like you're clearing malfunctions and like it's just miserable. I actually have a video on the Franklin Armory binary trigger as well. And I kind of feel the same way about the Franklin Armory binary. When it works great. And when it doesn't work, it's a fucking piece of shit. And it's a $300 piece of shit trigger. Sorry, I've been slacking on the comments. Yes, ban the ATF, I agree. Hoffman's is an active safety, not an FRT. I will have to look into that because I don't actually know what that is. Is that an AK Russian? So this is actually PSA AK. So it is not Russian, but I do have the Barwar US Alpha Rail, which is a Russian clone rail, Zenico clone rail. And then this grip is what is it? I don't even know, it says on it here somewhere. It's a clone of the PK6 Russian vertical grip. So not a Russian AK, not any Russian parts on this at all. But the goal was Russian vibes. So definitely is the vibe check. HSTOOK, thanks. Yeah, sorry, man. My old ass likes the AR platform, plain Jane as well. Irons all the way. Yeah. This is the plain Jane AR does it for me. Fixed stock, carry handle, the quad rail, the vert grip, the whole shebang. Oh yeah, I really like this like kind of shitty metal mag with it too. I feel like it fits the vibe. Beautiful collection. Hope to have one like this. Oh, thanks, man. PSA strikes again, dude. This is the first AK platform that I bought. I fucking love it, man. So this is the PSA GF4, which is kind of like their mid-tier option. I've changed out a ton of the parts, obviously, but dude, their AKs, I have no gripe with. They're inexpensive. They're well built. They shoot really well. I don't really understand the PSA hate. I have absolutely no experience with PSA ARs or PSA's handgun line, but I do have quite a bit of experience with this PSA AK, and it works great. Bro got the EOTech on a PSA. Yeah, I do. And also fuck EOTech. I hate EOTech optics. I think they're an absolute fucking scam. They're bullshit. Not to pocket watch, but how much is all of this including accessories? The AK or what? I don't mind telling you the prices, but let me know which gun. Tim's screen, and I will tell you. Yeah, so my EOTech rant. So this is the EOTech 512, and it like kind of completely shit out on me. The optic turns on, but just the reticle is like incredibly dim. I've changed the batteries. It's just a super dim reticle, and it wasn't always that way. This model obviously is a little bit older, but to have like a $300-400 optic where the reticle kind of shits out, I think is just kind of like unacceptable. Everything, guns and accessories for all the guns or for just the AK. I'm not adding up all the gun costs. um, Bro, do something. What do you mean do something? What do you want me to do? Why are you running on your gas tube? That gets super hot. Well, where the fuck else do you want me to put it? I have one of those side mount rails and it fucking sucks. The second you like shoot the gun, like it just always comes loose and your optic does not hold zero. How this rail actually disperses heat incredibly well. So I don't have too much beef with running it on the gas tube. That's a very viable option. Um, Half the fun of getting an import is getting to see how many parts have third world craftsmen. You're right. I do love an AK import. Is that a printed hand stop vert on the AK? No, it's a aluminum, I believe. So it's metal. It's not 3D printed. Send me one for free. I'm broke. I only use flea market sites. I actually am considering doing a giveaway for the channel. But we'll see how that goes. I would like to do a giveaway. We'll see. I have a gun that I would consider giving away. I have to figure out like if there's any YouTube logistics, I guess, for legality purposes. But I think within the next 2 or 3 months, we'll do a gun giveaway on the channel for sure. Given barring any unforeseen circumstances. Do you have any ARPS? I do not know what an ARPS stands for. Sorry, Mr. Tim Screen. AK optics mounting is a real hassle. Yeah, agree. I really have no problem mounting on the gas tube. In fact, that's kind of why, like, one of the bigger reasons that I got this rail was to mount on the gas tube some sort of optic. I actually do really well with AK irons for some reason. AR irons I kind of suck with. Obviously, I do okay. I just noticed the gun rack on top. Oh, yeah. No, dude, I like the AK irons actually quite a bit. Funny enough, like one of the times I was at the range, I was shooting this. This is when I shouldn't have sold it, but I did. I had a Romanian dong, like so it all matched like this furniture. So I had the Romanian dong shit, and we were running like bill drills and Mozambiques and shit, and I was running against some dudes with fucking like AR optics, like the whatever fucking optics they were running on their ARs, and they were like, "Oh, like you're not gonna be able to keep up with your fucking AK and irons," and I fucking outshot them, and it was a really good, really good ego pump there for sure. I have an AK2 and I have a rail dust cover from Texas Arms. Yeah, that's also a great option. It's on the other side, but I think I have it sitting around in the closet somewhere. I don't know. Whatever that fucking side mount is, I hate it. I can't stand it. It takes a little bit of time and energy to zero an optic. And like to zero an optic and then just literally shoot it a couple more times and have the fucking rail fly off is just infuriating. So I did that a couple times and I was like, dude, fuck it. Like I'd rather run the irons than fucking fuck with that side mounting rail. Tickling my dick. Assault rifle pistols, ARP. I'm not really sure what an assault rifle pistol is. I have no familiarity. Okay, what's my favorite 5.45 or 7.62? So I enjoy shooting 5.45. I don't own any 5.45 guns because I am not paying for 5.45 ammo. To be incredibly honest, it hurts my soul. Damn, China plague. It hurts my soul how expensive fucking 7.62 is right now. I'm not like a super old dude, so I like all the old school dudes would be like, "Oh, back in my day, like 7.62 was like the cheapest fucking round, blah 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 blah." I'm like, well, like we don't fucking live back in the 70s anymore, bro. Like someone fucking produced some goddamn cheap 7.62 by 39. It cannot be that fucking hard, and it's a super popular caliber. I don't understand how we're not producing more of it. So I like 5.45, but in my opinion, fuck it, just get a 5.56 AR or excuse me, 5.56 AK because you could shoot it a lot more for the same fucking price. Uh, the best site for $200. I would actually really recommend the Sig Sauer Romeo. Yeah, so that's what I'm running on this Rifle Dynamics AK here. Another cool like optic mounting solution with this. Obviously, this is like kind of a fancy, more expensive gun. But yeah, Sig Sauer Romeo. I really love this dot. It's got shake wake. It's got a bunch of settings. It actually comes from the box with the low mount you see here, as well as like this style high rise mount. So Sig Romeo would be my go-to optic for $100 or for under $200, and it actually is only $100. So that would be my go-to optic for $100 for sure. What else? What were we talking about? Yeah, they're hard to get. Yeah, right to what? I don't know. Hi, Sasha. Do you think ammo prices will go down with the election? I hope every prices goes down with the election. However, my realist brain, I don't think they will. I think the prices are kind of the prices of everything. Like, I think inflation will slow down, which is good. But I don't know if prices will ever revert back to like what they should be. PSA is making 5.45. PSA strikes again. I knew that they were like, are they actually selling it though right now? I guess I haven't really caught up with that because when I was at Kalash Bash, which is like this little AK event last year, they announced that they were making 7.62 by 39. Even like Kalashnikov USA, I don't even know if they're fucking open anymore, but I know they were making 7.62 by 39, but like who fucking cares? Because it was actually more expensive than like the like other brands. Like I don't really care. Like I don't know. Like I don't like it. It needs to be the price of 5.56. Just to be incredibly honest. I've actually like I've really been wanting to get the PSA crank in 5.56 just to because I don't have a 5.56 AK. All the AKs I own, I have 7.62 and I have like that 12 gauge AK. And I love 7.62 by 39. I think it's a great round. I really love how it fucking has the ballistics out of a short barrel. I really appreciate that. But it's just kind of expensive. So I'm curious to see what the cost per round of the 5.45 PSA is if they are making it. Thanks for the input. Yeah, man. I'm always happy to give my 2 cents. I actually really love giving my 2 cents. Rare feed. The war's ending will reduce ammo costs. That's actually a pretty good thought. Hopefully, I hope so. Damn, homie got more guns. Yeah, dude, there is always more guns. Okay. So they sell PSA sells 5.45 on their website as AAC. It's not super cheap though. Yeah. I think obviously some American 5.45 is better than no American 5.45, but if it's expensive, I don't really care. I think 5.45 is a great fucking round. I love that it's like effective out of short barrels, but I don't know, man. Like for me, if I were to buy a 5.45 AK, I'd just rather have a 5.56 just because it's cheaper. Any reputable subsonic 7.62 by 39? To be incredibly honest, I have like good hunting / defense rounds in a couple of my guns, but more often than not, like 99% of the time, I am going to buy just the cheapest bullshit that I could fucking find, and I don't care if it's good or not. Like the fucking 9 mil that I'm running right now, I got 1,000 rounds for $120. Actually, I have a couple hundred more rounds of 7.62 by 39, and it's actually a brass 7.62 by 39 that I got for less than 50 cents a round, which was fucking awesome. So As far as subsonic 7.62 by 39, I don't really know. Um, I would say that 7.62 by 39, because I have a fucking Wolverine suppressor over there. 7.62 by 39 through that Wolverine suppressor. It is hearing safe, but it's like a loud hearing safe, I would say. Isn't China the main exporter for two of the ingredients in smokeless powder? I heard they were not going to be exporting anymore at the start of 2025. I have no fucking idea. My Chinese political knowledge is limited to what Ben Shapiro tells me on my way to work. And he does not talk about that, unfortunately. Hornaday makes a V-tip 545, but it's about $1 a round, which is about what a V-tip 556 costs. Yeah, that's true. But I feel like most of us, maybe I'm misspeaking, but I feel like most of us aren't really running 545 as like a practical, like a self-defense round. Not that you couldn't. Very viable option. My favorite AK was a Romanian Ban era 545 rifle. Stupidity. Oh no, got rid of it. And it will come back sometime. That's unfortunate. Is there any good place to buy bulk 223 for cheap? Yes. I would recommend going on Ammo Seek, the website, and just putting in 223 and just buying whatever you get the cheapest cost per round for. That's usually what I do. Actually, funny, I have not bought 223 in probably over 2 years, which is fucking wild. Yeah, wow. Yeah, I haven't bought 223 in a long ass time. From what I gather, the reason 545 and 762 aren't as prevalent is due to pre-ban cheap Russian imported ammo. It was so cheap there was no point in domestic. Yeah, well, agree. But at this point, I think there's enough of a market for it that someone should produce it and hopefully produce it fairly cheaply. I think that would go a long way. How often do you shoot? Annual budget? Yeah, well, I used to have money. I had a good job, had a good life, and then that happened. No, I used to not really give a fuck about money or have a budget. So I would say I shoot probably about once a month, but the range days are a little excessive. Usually, if I go to a indoor range, like there's an indoor range right up the road, but I hate shooting indoors. It really pisses me off. Dude, fucking the range officers are always fucking twat waffles, and like there's this fucking bunch of idiots like all in a close vicinity. Like shooting at the indoor range is like, I don't know, man. Like I think they fucking lobotomize everybody like as a requirement before you start shooting at the indoor ranges. Anyways, the ranges that I usually like to go to, like they're just like the outdoor like bays or whatever, where it's like here's your fucking area, like go have fun, and no one really fucks with you too much. But that was my long answer to I shoot about once a month, sometimes more, sometimes less. The Ruger is nice. Yeah, this is definitely the FUD gun, the Ruger Mini 14, but I like it. It's cool. It's not accurate. It kind of sucks. It's got like the worst MOA of any gun, but it's a vibe for sure. What other comments do we have here? FUD question mark. I wouldn't consider myself one. Even if domestic would just import cases or projectiles and assemble it here in the States. Yeah, agree. Just started shooting a couple years ago and never once desired to shoot indoors, even watching videos as a kid. Yeah, dude, it fucking sucks. Especially like, I feel like if you start shooting outdoors, like you are just too spoiled. I really am a firm believer in like the best range is just a fucking like pile of dirt you could shoot into. And they obviously like set up targets and set up some steel and blah, 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 blah. Should hit the fan scenario caliber choice out of all of your current platforms. Woof. I think so this AR is chambered in 300 blackout. So I would say that would be a top contender, or like 7.62 by 39, I think is a phenomenal round and a phenomenal cartridge. I know everyone wants me to say 223. Like, I don't know, man. I think 223 is a little bit of a pussy round. Not that it's not viable and functional. It fucking is. It's a good military round. It's effective. I just personally, I like a little bit bigger rounds. I like the 30 cal rounds. I really like 7.62 by 39. I really like 300 blackout. So for me, 300 blackout or 7.62 by 39 would probably be my shit hit the fan gun. Probably, honestly, like I would probably lean towards 7.62 by 39 just because I feel like we would be under Russian or Chinese invasion. And in my like shit hit the fan mind LARP scenario, I'm gonna like break into their camp and eat all their bats and like steal all their 7.62 by 39 while they're like sleeping and shit. So 7.62 by 39. Long answer, long. I meant FUD as in you were talking about the people at the indoor range. Was wondering if they were FUD like. Not necessarily. I would almost kind of say like the opposite, I guess. Like they're kind of like a lot of young idiot kids that like don't fucking know what they're doing and they just think it's really cool to mag dump their Dracos one-handed and like just be fucking idiots with like their dad's big shotgun. Like I don't know, they're just fucking clowns. Or it's like some dude fucking like that brought his girlfriend that's like never even like looked at a gun in her fucking life and she's just like which I love teaching people how to shoot. I do, but like don't learn how to not kill people 2 inches from me, fucking please. Like, you know what I'm saying? While I'm trying to fucking shoot and shit. I could run 5.56, 5.45, or 7.62 with confidence. My absolute go-to is 5.56 20-inch. Yeah, I mean, that's that again. I 5.56. Why the scope so close on this, or were we talking about this one? Um, his girls flagging everyone, including yes. Oh, the hollow. All right, yeah, dude. Like, I don't know. I love teaching girls how to shoot, but like, they can't be idiots. Like I said, I don't want you teaching your girlfriend right in front of me. Like, anyways, yeah, the EOTech is so close. I mean, you kind of missed my rant on this earlier. I hate the side mount for AKs. I think is dog shit. So I'm just running it on the gas tube Picatinny, and it works pretty well. Third time going to the range at a game lands range. The dude next to me just started walking down the range as we were hot. Yeah, try the TWS dog leg. Yeah, that's a good option. Honestly, I just kind of like how ridiculous this looks on this specific build. But yeah, you can get the dog legs, that little thing that you like put where the rear sight is, right? And it like, right? Or you could get like the fucking railed dust cover, but whatever. 6 millimeter arc for shit hit the fan. Definitely a good caliber choice, but um, yeah, I don't know. I guess for any shit hit the fan situation, like I won't ever give you shit for like a obscure round as long as you're hoarding it. I guess a little bit. Um, but a UTG scope for the Romanian 544. But I do hate my keyboard. But yeah, man. No, the AR or the AK is super cool. I do like this drum in it as well. I actually bought this drum for one of my shorty AKs, but it does not feed very well in the short AK. I also hate the side rail mounts for AKMs. I picked up the dog leg and I'm really impressed with its ability to maintain zero. Yeah, definitely a viable option. But the mount on the gas tube works fine. It doesn't overheat. You don't get a bad eye relief from it. It actually I like the height of it with the stock. Like it's all in line for me, which is cool. So yeah, no complaints about this one at all. I do appreciate the EOTech. Am I allowed to like scroll up for a second or no? I don't know. I don't know how this works. ALG trigger running in this bad boy as well. Highly recommend the ALG trigger on any of your AKs. I really like it. I personally hate having my sights mounted forward, but if you like it, you like it. Yeah, I think it does a fine job. I was a little worried about it at first, in a sense of, I don't know, dude, this one is super easy to take on and off. So I was like, I'm just gonna throw it on there. I turned it on, I threw it up on the shoulder. Everything fell in line and it worked pretty well. So I was happy with it. And I just kind of, I don't know, I feel like it fits the vibe of this ridiculous AK. So I appreciate having it forward. What are my opinions on the Galil Ace versus AKM? I've shot the Galil before. It's cool. Again, I think it's almost like this. Like it's almost like the Mini 14, right? Like Mini 14 versus an AR 15. Like it's cool. There's not a ton of aftermarket support versus an AR. I would kind of argue the same with the Galil versus an AKM. I don't the Galil is cool, it's fun. I like funky, odd weapons that nobody has. Like, I think those are fucking elite. So if you want a Galil, if you've played Call of Duty with the Galil and that's your fucking thing, dude, go for it. But as far as like a little bit of like a practicality sense, the AKs just have a lot more like you can get a lot different stocks, grips, triggers, mags. Like you can get adjustable pistons, you can get enhanced safeties, you can do different rails and different like you can do a lot with an AK. Whereas Galils are a little just not that you can't get aftermarket stuff, but there's definitely less aftermarket support for a Galil. Um, they're fucking cool though. I just got a side mount rail just to try it, but never had one. Are they just not reliable? I didn't I didn't have luck with it, is all I'll say. To Jake 77's point, yeah, if you get a high quality one, maybe you'd have better luck. I want to say mine was not incredibly expensive. I truly don't remember. I mean, I bought it years ago, and I got so frustrated with it that it just kind of pissed me off. It like I would just mount it, I would zero the optic, and it would like it was instant every time. Like the second that the optic was zeroed, I would like really start getting after it, right? And then the fucking rail would just fall off, and I would just be like, "Motherfucker!" And you have to like re-zero, and it was fucking annoying. I actually really like the AK irons as well. I personally shoot really well with them. So for me, the frustration that I kind of got after with the side mount rail just wasn't worth it to me personally. Um, you have to get a steel one mounted tight. Yeah, mine was steel. I mounted it fucking tight. Um, it added bulk width, which is my major complaint. Yeah, it does that for sure. The other thing with the side mount is someone correct me if I'm wrong, but you can't fucking take the dust cover off with the side mount on. Like there's no way. Like you won't be able to do it. So like every time you have to clean the gun, you got to fucking take the side mount off and then take the rail off. And then it's like, oh, did it shift? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Is the hollow backwards? No. I got a Galil in 7.62 by 39, and it is beefy. It weighs like 9 pounds unloaded with just an EOTech. You're talking to the wrong guy about beefy guns, man. I love to make these bitches fucking heavy as shit and incredibly impractical. But yeah, dude, the Galils are fucking cool. But yeah, no, this is the correct orientation for the EOTech. It's just the EOTech 512, so it takes the double A's to the sit up front. Man, I'm glad y'all get excited about these AKs because normally I'm like talking to my AR dudes and they're like, I don't give a fuck about your AK. So I'm glad I get to rant about the AKs a little bit today. What else? Is there anything else cool on this I'd like to talk about? Do you have any 104s or an M92? I do not. I have like that Rifle Dynamics quick hatch, which is I guess pretty kind of maybe close to 104 short barrel 7.62. Love both ARs and AKs. Good, yeah, as you should. The UTG one, my 545 was extremely tight, and somehow I never had to take it off for cleaning. For me, love the red dot and magnifier setup. I got to go, but have a good day, boys. Thank you. 0. Yeah, and if you get the right rail and setup, I mean, it's a good time. But it's all preference. It's all preference. For me, I liked the Zenico clone rail, and it has the railed gas tube. So fuck it, that's where the optic goes. I think I do actually really like this. I fucking hate this EOTech, but I do like the look of this EOTech on my Chris Vector, and I changed that out. I think I'm just running. What am I running? Like some fucking bullshit red dot on the Vector now, but I'm sure I will switch this back. I really would like to get one of the fucking Strike Industries red dots and put that on the AK. I think that would be sick. Those are available for pre-order now for about $85. So I would like to try one of those out. Yeah, classic EOTech model that fucking sucks. No, dude, ask me as many questions as you want. Last question, I swear, but what brand do you recommend for AKs? So Truly, I'm gonna get shit for it. PSA, go get a PSA GF3. Have fun with it, man. You can get like truly, if you wanted my recommendation, like if you were someone who just, hey man, I just want an AK, you can get a blemished PSA AK GF3, which is their base model, for fucking $600 with like this ugly ass green polymer furniture, and just fucking rip the furniture off. Go buy some like buy a cool stock, buy a cool grip, buy a cool fucking handguard, buy an optic, buy some fucking drum mags or rounds, and like just have a field day with it. This is a PSA GF4, so it's one step up. It has a chrome line barrel, but to be honest, fucking who cares? If you just want an AK to shoot with, have some fun with, get you a PSA AK and love it. People who have PSA AK seem to love them, and they seem to be the best option for now. Yeah, I have personally had some pretty shitty experiences with like Kalashnikov USA, so I wouldn't fuck with them. Um, if you wanted an AK, I'd recommend the PSA. I think it's a good move. Yeah, I have. It's kind of funny because I have like some PSA AKs, and I have this Rifle Dynamics AK, and the Rifle Dynamics AK is 4 times more expensive. I like it. It's awesome. It's fun. But as far as like a practicality, meh. Yeah, import AKs can also be very hit or miss. So get yourself PSA AK. Have a good time. Yeah. Put my costume back on here. Is your Rifle Dynamics pre or post? It is post, Jim Fuller. I got it about a year ago, but it's still fucking sick. It's featured on the channel all the time. Off topic, but in your opinion, best way or solve it? Dude, I'm a Hops 9 guy. I'm a big Hops 9 guy. But I appreciate everyone tuning into the channel today. I'm gonna try and keep doing these live streams probably about every day is my goal, I guess. If you've liked the live stream, I really would appreciate a subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. It would really mean a lot to me. It gives me the warm fuzzies. I love Romanian AKs are pretty good, even though they were dogged on. Yeah, dude, I have a Romanian RPK that I fucking love. I'll appreciate the subscribe then, Mr. Jake. No, yeah, I love you guys. I love the comments. I love answering questions. I love chatting about bullshit. If you like this kind of stuff, I got plenty more content on the channel. I usually drop a short and a live short and a long form video daily, so there'll be tons of stuff. Thank you. I appreciate all the subscribes, man. You guys are great. If there's ever anything you want me to see or want me to talk about or anything, I like the 3-in-1 oil. Yeah, no, if there's ever anything you guys want me to talk about, let me know. I'm more than happy to make a video or talk about it on a live stream or whatever. Man, another subscriber. I really appreciate it, guys. But I actually got to get going, shower up, get to happy hour here tonight. So we're getting after it. It's Friday night. But y'all have a safe and fun weekend. I will likely be on tomorrow. Thank you, boys. Thank you, boys.